The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, you can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. You can't seriously be suggesting, so I'm assuming there is no ballistic. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Basil Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hiding in the Miss Brett handbag. That was a terrible place to hide a gun, first thing first. What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ouchi? Mauner, did you have not have the lady open her handbag? Shown us the contest, or at the time, contents. Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endorse this uncovered accusation. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Kazuma-san. Okay. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. Well, yes. I will never have a faith of a police who is trying to accuse me of murder. Especially if I didn't do it. As I said, I did not search the lady handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary? In what way? Now to thank the student lawyer, really? It was too small to hold a gun? A piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print. Oh. This print of photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. Huh. You notice it, guys? There's a bull in here. There's a bull! Oh no! It's a reference to the English government! Bull! The bull! As you can see, clearly show Miss Brett handbag. Oh no! It's a reference to the detective Sherlock Holmes! Like the movies! Well, you can see the right through the what's inside. Yes, I guess. That's right. Apparently, mesh-wearing bags like these are the height of the fashion of London at the moment. Why she's carrying an empty bag? So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here, by the way. Yeah, what the fuck was that? Thanks for your help to prove that, Naruhodo-san. Naruhodo? Awuga! Ore. Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit a brain as evidence at once? Certainly, Your Honor. Your Excellency, Your Honor. When you get into it. The photographic damage has been entered into the court record. So I'm moving out. I think you have long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. No, I don't even need to click. The court has now been shown and considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. Not clicking. No. Just when I thought it was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Damn it, Kazuma. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Huh? Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it? This is the tutorial, man! You're failing me like that? I must say you put up a quiet fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. You were wasting your time, there is no way to defeat true justice. Ahoy, I bet you can chew on your heart's content from the inside of your cell. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Katsuma, his dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Katsuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about the last photograph the attack produced that we can contest, which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Ouch. Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling. It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all. So new evidence will enter right now. The smug little from the little girl from before. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence placed before me, and thereby find you. Wait, Your Excellency? Ryunosuke? Nandato? I don't think you can rule out this case yet.
Objection!
This amateurishness is getting tedious. When he actually deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. This is the most basic protocol of the courtroom. Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just a minute appears to have no further significance. There is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, then ruling on the case that this time will be out of question. There's a blood straw clutching. Look at the photographic print. Shows the handbag the gentleman was carrying on today in question. There can be no problem with this evidence. Wait, what? You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I didn't notice anything else. Only noticed the tattoo. I'm under your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. I'm blush reading. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbook. My thoughts exactly, really. The prosecution is becoming tired of these rugged, desperate squeezes. Yes, I am desperate, but this is a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which doesn't seem right. If only I can put my finger in it. Tell me it's not a tattoo. I really have absolutely no idea what it is. Very well, I will grant the defense one final opportunity. Yeah? What? I will warn if I am unsatisfied by your response here that I will be over with immediate effect. To make myself clear. Yes, Your Excellency. So take another look at the photographic print, Inspector. Also one I got submitted before. You will identify... Wait, what? If it's the tattoo, it's weird. I think it's the bag. Wait, you cannot see... it's hard to tell. The tattoo? I don't know! The sand?
Yes!
Look at this here. Yeah. It's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. Yeah, that's true. It looks almost like a burn. Or some description.
Objection!
Oh, she noticed it. Yeah, me, I was pondering that a new rifle you would come out with a burn, you say, on the victim's wrist. Clearly that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady handbag. Magnificent? Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Gone, Inspector? The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed related to the case of death, so he didn't note it in his reports. Oh, what did I tell you? Now it's getting weird. In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? I think we know. Actually, let me check, just to be sure. There it is. So, why? With his left hand. You cut with your right hand. Usually. You see that? Deep back. Deep back. And no possible way of knowing where. Either. Sorry. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as the prosecutor Alchin points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown. I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Oh, Torianos, Guatemala, Swan, Johnson. Excuse me, Your Excellency. We'll see Miss Brad has a large appointment with the Dean and the other university staff. Oh, now she knows. Now she knows she's gonna get fucked. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. Of course, dear lady. We shouldn't hold up on any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway. What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? You believe this burn does have something to do with the case? It's the only fucking thing! To be honest, I'm not really sure. If I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So he was thinking she would keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. So, he must be standing if he was gonna get burned there. Yes, you're right. I am? Ahoy! We can just link that burn to the case. Can't do that. We might be able to prise this shutting door back open again. Let's give up, Consul. You can't possibly hope to do that. Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence I cannot allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. If we had evidence that irrevocably linked the burn of the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it. Oh, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. As soon as you pointed out, what I did notice was the coal draining from Miss Bratt's face. Was the coal draining from Miss Bratt's face? Draining? Really? Draining? I have to find some link between the burn and the case. So she's speaking Japanese. This is it, the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burns really means. So the defense will now present evidence to the court. Evidence that demonstrate this thing?
Yes!
I hope so. I don't know. I don't really know what he links to it. Yet another print. It proved that he was standing, I guess. Yes, Your Excellency, I believe photography prints are an amazing invention. When the humans look at the scene, we miss things. But in our photograph, things we may have overlooked and at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up. What you are trying to say, rookie? To convince us this poor lady any further really will be quite inexcusable. Actually, you may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Bratt. Oh, she fucking knows. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have the unusually shaped burn to his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How? How did he got the burn? That's my concern. You can't fool me with your bluff. Is that your game? Then let's see how he plays. Show me the code exactly what you mean. This is the photograph to explain the reason the victim got burns.
Yes!
Really? The stake? Actually, the point is the metal plate to the stake was severed on. Yeah, the position is awkward. The plate? Ah! Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, the emblem on the plate. I guess is assumed to a trademark of the La Carnival. Ah! This emblem on the plate! On the right arm. Right arm, sorry. Are exactly the same shape. So, Ryunosuke, you are genius. What's this called? You're spot on. Does it mean he was eating? Which means the victim must have suffered his burn while he was present at the restaurant. Wait, what?
Objection!
What? But even if that is the case, we can now if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It's more likely to happen at some other unrelated time. Well,
Objection!
Sadly, Prosecutor Auchi, the chance of that are extremely slim. Thanks. Why? The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. But But what does this prove? I will say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense must pointed out. But it was already there at this point. It was not mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Spectre? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. Before, it's conceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then, so he was dead. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already. I have not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter old account involved, I can testify to that without hesitation. But you're a detective, not a waiter! I'm very confused. What?
Yes!
What does he add? There you have it. Something isn't right there. We got it isn't right, but what does he add? As the detective said, anyone who burned himself on a peeping hot plate for 3 whole seconds will scream in pain. There's no question of that, so he was already dead at that point. And yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any before it. That's right, and the strange thing is, the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly let his read on the blade for anything like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. So we know the body was moved. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the surgeon, and the old antiques dealer, all of us without any question have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie? Well, yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? He was really dead. I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, you think? Oh my god, I think... you know what? Can it really be true? I think I got it. I know I dreamt it were right, conclusion like this, but... if I got it right, she poisoned him, so he was already dead at that point. Then he shot in order to pinpoint the murder to someone else. And I started to think that maybe this is why she tried to look away the glasses. We've been led to a terrible trap. Maybe. Wow, there's not one explanation I can think of makes sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered a burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson had noted he was asleep, was already deceased. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a peeping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from it in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already? Dead? Knowing what we know now, is the only possible explanation? When the big steak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness!